Hello everyone, and a very good day from Australia. My name is Ruth. I am a registered migration agent and a solicitor or lawyer of the Supreme Court in our state and the High Court of Australia. In this video, I would like to talk about the different options of becoming an Australian citizen if you are a New Zealand citizen. As a general rule, New Zealanders are granted an automatic visa, which is called the Special Category Visa Subclass 444 upon entry into Australia. If you are a New Zealander and you've been living in Australia for a couple of years, now you may not actually know that you have a visa, but you actually have, or most probably will have, a visa called Subclass 444. I have got quite a number of friends who are New Zealanders, and when asked, they tell me that they do not actually know that they have a visa. Now, on this visa, subclass 444, there is no limit as to how long you can stay in Australia, unless and until there is a reason for you not being able to stay here anymore, such as character issues, etc., etc. And if so, then a New Zealand citizen may be at a risk of deportation from Australia. Therefore, it is our recommendation that if you're looking at remaining in Australia in the long term, do explore into the Australian citizenship options which may be available to you. Further to same, you and your family members may have extra privileges being an Australian citizen, and you'll have certainty and a peace of mind that you can remain in Australia permanently. So in order to become an Australian citizen, it really depends on when you actually came to Australia. If you came into Australia and you've lived here for some time, and there's specific criteria in relation to that, it was before the 26th of February 2001, then you may be classified as an eligible New Zealand citizen. If you came into Australia after the 26th of February 2001, then you must become a permanent resident, after which you can apply for Australian citizenship. So let's start by talking about eligible New Zealand citizen. If you are an eligible New Zealand citizen, or the other term for that is protected SCV holder, you must show that you were in Australia, number one, in Australia on the 26th of February 2001 on an SCV. Number two, you spent at least 12 months in Australia on an SCV in the 2 years immediately before the 26th of February 2001. Or, number three, you have a Centrelink certificate from before 26th of February 2004 that shows that you were living in Australia. Now, if you are classified as an eligible New Zealand citizen, then the process becomes a lot easier for you, because you can now apply for Australian citizenship straight away, and it would be by conferral. You do not need to become a permanent resident first, because you're already considered as a permanent resident. You can also sponsor any family members. In some cases, you may have been in Australia before 2001, but then you left Australia and you returned to your home country, and then you came back to Australia. In this case, you may still be considered as an eligible New Zealand citizen. However, you have to reapply for your permanent visa status to be reinstated before moving forward as to becoming an Australian citizen. Now, the law surrounding this area can be quite complicated, but we have been successful in assisting our clients. So if you're in this tricky little position, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to assist. So we now move on to what if you're not classified as an eligible New Zealand citizen, but you are a subclass 444 visa holder. Well, then you will need to become a permanent resident first before applying for Australian citizenship. Now, here are some of the pathways to becoming an Australian permanent resident. Firstly, if you arrived in Australia before February 2016 and have worked in Australia and lived here for about 4 or 5 years, so generally worked here for 4 years and lived here for 5 years, the 4 years immediately before you apply, then you may be eligible for permanent residency visa application under the skilled visa stream, provided your wages meets the TSMIT requirement or the threshold, and at this point it is at $53,900 each year. So if you meet that, then you can go forward with your permanent visa application, after which you can consider citizenship. There may be also other visas that may be available to you. For example, if you have an Australian partner, and then you can consider applying for permanent residency under the family visa stream. If you have children who are Australian citizens, then perhaps you may be eligible to apply for parent visas. If you are a skilled person or trades worker, then you may also consider applying for permanent residency under the skilled or work visa stream. In summary, if you're looking at making Australia your permanent home, then we strongly recommend that you apply for Australian citizenship to be certain of your permanent status here in Australia. We have seen cases where our NZ friends have been deported due to character issues, etc., etc. Some of them have lived here for over 30 or 40 years, and this is the situation that you would want to avoid. It is noted that the information in this video is to be treated as general information only. It is not to be treated as legal advice. We assess each case on a case-by-case basis. With the ever-changing laws of immigration, it is vital that you obtain updated legal advice that suits your situation. Now, if you require assistance or advice about your current status, or you're looking at applying for residency or citizenship, please feel free to contact us on the email address provided below. Thank you for your time, and we wish you the very best in your future endeavors in Australia.